Hello lovely people and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a little get ready with me first impressions type of video, and we're going to be trying some new Juvia's Place and Pat McGrath products. But before I jump into that, I wanted to mention to you something really interesting. So the day I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I can't believe that was a coincidence, I was contacted by this brand called Ana Luisa jewelry. Now, I was vaguely familiar with them because I had seen them pop up on my Instagram feed, and I had heard a couple of smaller influencers mention them, and they kindly offered me to send me a couple of pieces to try and then share them with you. So let me quickly tell you about the brand, because of course I didn't jump right into it and say yes. I had to go and find out what their spiel is. So the two owners of Ana Luisa started their brand coming from having worked in the jewelry industry for a really long time, like the more luxury jewelry industry, and they wanted to start their brand where they're offering more affordable pieces, luxury pieces, but at a more affordable price. Their prices start at 39 euros. They use recycled gold, and something that really spoke to me, it speaks to an environmentally friendly brand who wants to negate their carbon footprint by the end of 2020. And as a proof of that, when they sent me the package with the two pieces that I had chosen, they arrived in this really minimalistic sort of box with this message on the inside. So, smaller packaging, less waste, more love. I love that. I think that's really lovely. The two pieces of earrings, because I received two pairs of earrings, came in these really beautiful little pouches. So it still feels luxurious, but not wasteful. These little pouches would be so convenient when you travel and you want to take your jewelry with you. It still gives you the feeling that you own a somewhat more luxurious piece, but at the same time they're not super wasteful with humongous boxes that you are going to wonder where to store and stuff. So the two pieces of earrings that I received are the Michelle gold coin hoops, which is what you see me wearing on my ears right now. They're gold plated brass, meaning that they have coated brass, which is like an alloy of copper and zinc. Yes, I looked it up because I'm that kind of nerd, and it's coated with gold. The brand says that these are non-tarnish, so they're not going to tarnish over time, their quality is not going to decrease, and I am absolutely in love with this particular pair of earrings. Actually, I love both of them, but I really love these because they're a little bit more statement, and they're so elegant, and I don't know, I've been wearing them so much since I got them. The only thing I wanted to warn you though is that if you are someone who is not used to wearing heavier and more statement type of jewelry, you might feel these in the end of the day because they are quite weighted. They're not super heavy, but they do have a weight to them. The other piece that I received are these absolutely adorable little things. Let me see how I can show them to you. So this is the second pair of earrings that I received. They're on the complete opposite spectrum. They're so inconspicuous, they're so cute. They are silver sterling 14K plated gold, and they have little zirconias on them. They're so freaking adorable. These are the Suzanne Huggies. They kind of hug here around the earlobe, so I do feel that particular model, the Huggies, is going to depend a little bit on the shape of your ear, and if you have a really big earlobe, they might actually not fit. But they fit on me, they're beautiful, and I really love them. I love both pieces, and I also love them because they're so different from each other. One is more statement and bolder, and the other one is much more inconspicuous, elegant, minimalistic. To conclude this rambling, Ana Luisa actually gave me a code that I'm going to leave for you somewhere on the screen as well as in my description box. So if you would like to get something from them, you can use my code, you can use somebody else's code, because I've definitely seen more of my friends even do videos on Ana Luisa. I think Mia mentioned them recently, so I really don't care whose code you're going to use, and if you're going to use any code, I just wanted to let you know that they gave me a code in case you're interested. I am super pumped for the Taupes palette from Juvia's Place. I haven't really bought anything from Juvia's Place since the Tripe palette. They've been releasing these really gorgeous 6-pan palettes, and I have loved the color stories of a lot of them. But there has never been a color story that I thought, oh, I really don't have this, this would be something unique to my collection, until this eyeshadow palette came along. This is a cool toned neutral eyeshadow palette. And you guys, last year I did that Project 5 Wears video where I wore cool neutral makeup for 5 days. The whole point of that video was to discover my true feelings for neutral cools. And when I look back onto this video, I think it's like my favorite video I did last year. I really enjoyed doing that video. I really enjoyed the process of discovering neutral cool eyeshadows, and I ended up falling in love with them. And since then I have been waiting for the brand to release like a really well put together cool toned eyeshadow palette color story. And finally Juvia's did. I really like this. I cannot wait to try it. First things first, I would like to do some quick live swatching for you, so we're going to start in this order. Oh, I'm really excited for this shade in particular because it looks like such a stunning, like cool tone, smoky, metallic with, I almost want to bet there are like purpley or blue sparkles in it. So gorgeous. So this is the first row of eyeshadows. Here you have the Taupes palette. I'm going to try to use as many of the shades today as I possibly can, but I think I want to stick to the truly more cooler shades because I definitely think that, for instance, this shade and this shade tend to have more like neutral, warm-ish tones to them compared to like these four, for instance. So let's go in with these four. I'm going to put this one through my crease, this one through my outer corner, this one on the lid, this one in the inner corner of the lid, just to get it out of the way. And somehow the formula on these feels slightly different to me, especially the metallics. It's been a while since I've bought a Juvia's Place palette, so I'm not really sure, but to me it feels a little bit like the metallics are super creamy and super like emollient somehow, and they're almost a little bit difficult to pick up. Next I'm taking a smaller brush and the deeper taupe brown shade and starting to work that into my outer corners. I think this looks deeper in the pan than it actually applies. This is not applying very deep at all. I'm going to try to build this up, but I don't have the feeling I'm going to succeed much. I think this is as deep as I can get with this eyeshadow palette. So that's definitely something to keep in mind, you guys. You're not going to be achieving much depth with this palette. So I'm actually going to grab my Anastasia Deep Brow Powder because it has like this more cooler toned brown in it, and a small pencil brush, and I'm going to use that to trace along my lash line and like in the very deep crease, like deep outer corner here, to give more depth to the look, because otherwise I'm not going to get much depth with this look and I would like to have some depth. I'm going to apply the metallic shades over glitter glue, so I'm going to take my Pixie Epoxy from Firini and apply that just on my moving lid towards the inner part. Now, due to the way these eyeshadows feel when I touch them, I have a strong feeling that this shade is not going to pick up well on a brush, so I'm just going to use my finger to apply it. I don't expect much from it on a brush. Taking the tiniest bit of that Anastasia brow powder again to put that here on the very outer part of the eye. In my waterline I'm going to take this Kiko eyeshadow stick in the number 38, which is a gorgeous taupe color. And to finish off the look I'm going to take this metallic shade, the only one we haven't tried yet, and I'm going to spritz my brush with Fix Plus so that it doesn't get all up in my eyes, and use it on my lower lash line. And last but not least, let's try one of Mother's new Divinyls. So this is the only product that I bought from the Rose Decadence collection. I had pretty much no interest in the eyeshadow palette because it looked so repetitive and I didn't really have the impression that any of these shades looked very special, and to be honest, based on the reviews that I've heard from other people, it doesn't really seem like I've missed a lot with this eyeshadow palette. But I was actually very excited when she announced that she was going to do like a very creamy formula for her lip products, because I always felt like I'm really missing like a very creamy lip product from her, because her Lux Trans formula, while it is beautiful, is not exceptionally creamy. It's more like a comfort matte rather than a cream. And her lip fetish balms, they're very nice, but they're more like a tinted balm. I'm hoping that the Divinyls are going to be my prayers answered. I had a really hard time choosing a color from the Divinyls, because actually based on the swatches, a lot of them looked very similar to each other. In the end I decided to go for the safe choice, which for me would be the color TEMPTRESS, which was marketed as a like a bronzy reddy orange kind of color. First things first, and I think it was already like pretty obvious from the promo photos, but the new lip products from Pat McGrath come in a smaller packaging. So just as a comparison, this is one of my lip fetish balms, and this is the Divinyl. It's slimmer, but it is also smaller. And it's not just smaller in terms of its packaging, it's also smaller in terms of the amount of product it contains. The original lip products from Pat McGrath, I think the lip fetish balms contain 3.5 grams of product, whereas this is 2.5 grams of product. So you're getting 1 gram less, but I do believe I paid about the same price for the Divinyls, so I'm not really fond of that. If you're going to make things smaller, mother, then charge less, please, because I feel a little bit cheated, I'm gonna be honest with you. That aside, the bullet is gorgeous. I really love this purple packaging, and this is the color of TEMPTRESS. I'm very excited to try it, so let's just go ahead and put it on. Sorry, I have to look at myself in the mirror because my mirror right now is behind my camera and I can't really see myself all too well. So I have another mirror here. I love this. This is a very beautiful, like toned down red. So gorgeous. Right off the bat, I do think these are more opaque than the lip balms. They are somewhere in between a lip balm and like a cream lipstick, and they are exactly what I had imagined them to be. It feels very comfortable, it's very glossy on the lips. They have more opacity and more pigmentation compared to the lip balms, but they're just as glossy, just as beautifully comfortable. That's something I really have always loved about her lip balms, that they're so incredibly comfortable. I don't like this bullet though. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't like these circular types of bullets. I don't understand them. I think they're so uncomfortable to use and they're so difficult to be precise with. So I am an old-fashioned girl. I like my bullets to look like this. So that's another thing that I would point out as a little bit of a minus to the new packaging that she offers, because I do believe she now offers also the lip fetish balms in the new packaging, so like the slim packaging with the round bullet. Not a huge fan of that. A couple of final thoughts for both products before we wrap this video up. The Taupes palette from Juvia's Place. I love the color story of this eyeshadow palette. It's probably one of the best curated and most well executed, cool toned eyeshadow palettes. And also I love the fact that it comes in a smaller format. What I don't like about it is that you don't really get an eyeshadow which offers you a lot of depth, because this one here, even though it looks like it would be a very deep color, is actually not very deep, and it applies, like the texture of this eyeshadow is a little bit thin, it lacks density, and it's not my favorite from Juvia's Place. They can do much more dense, much more pigmented eyeshadows, and this is not one of them. The metallics are really beautiful. That being said, I think the only like true cool toned eyeshadow is this one in the middle here. It's beautiful, but it is one of those chunkier shades that's going to look more textured on your lids. I can like see a little bit more texture on my lids. It's very shiny, and I'm sure that those beautiful sparkles in it are really going to glow under artificial light. But if I just look at my lids, they look a little bit more textured than I would like. So overall, I think this is a wonderful, cool-toned, affordable eyeshadow palette. So if you're on the market for a cool-toned eyeshadow palette, I think this may satisfy your needs. Personally, I am going to continue hoping that one of my favorite luxury type of brands like Natasha or Pat McGrath will come out with something similar, because I would like to have these in a better formula. I like the formula of this, but I'm not super in love with it. I actually think that I have better from Juvia's Place themselves. Anywho, I'm not disappointed by this eyeshadow palette. I don't want to give you that impression, but I am a little bit underwhelmed. I expected a little bit more. The Divinyl from Pat McGrath though is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I have some criticisms for it, but if I just have to talk about the product itself and the quality of the product, it is everything that I was hoping for, and I'm really going to enjoy wearing it in the coming winter months when, you know, your lips get so dry that you really want to have something a little bit more moisturizing on. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you would like to see more of my face, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!